Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Hey, yo, lesson here, babe. You come at the king, you best not miss.
Cursed be the ground, for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
You can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying things are gonna change, but they look just like they stay the same. You get in way over your head, and you only got yourself to blame. You can't win, child, can't break even, can't get out of the game. Yeah. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
All right, you Dusty Jermaine and you Dirty Foot Jeffries, all out there, all around the globe. Okay. Um, Hopefully this will put a damper and a rest to the last 3 or 4 months of us going back and forth about was she black or what color she is, what race she is, even though for the most part it really doesn't matter. And I wish that the black women would not push this shit, because this is a black woman's agenda about what color you are. It's really not a black man's agenda. And I wish the black female Democrats would stop pushing this shit. But which I don't mind them pushing it. I don't even mind the random what color she is and all that kind of crap. And let me address this right up front, right? Okay. 1 or 2 comments I don't mind about what color she is, but I do not like my whole chat turning into a debate on whether she's black or not, especially when it is not the topic. Like yesterday, it was not the topic about what color she was, and that should have been either settled or done with 2 months ago. There's all the information out there, all the information that's been done, and it's not like her mother and father are not known people. They have very long track records and very long histories. Okay, these are PhD, award-winning PhD professors. Okay, very well known. In fact, they were well known before she was actually known. So it's not like you had to go to some village or some hut way down in Jamaica, to actually find out his lineage. He's very well known in Jamaica, and been that way for the last 50 years. So I don't know why it's a debate. And plus, he only lives a mile away from the White House. They could have gone to his house and asked him. It's not like you got to go find him. The dude's still alive. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. AL's number 1. Appreciate you. Little Maple Leaf. Yeah, it is sad. Adric is batting 3rd. Okay. Trail And to the dust we shall return, forever blessed. That's Toya with the apple, the forbidden apple. GD from the Netherlands. I'm from Netherlands. Could you do your hour early for people on from West Europe? It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because most of my audience is in the United States, and and it's kind of hard for me because it fits my schedule. That's me trying to, that means that I have to get up in the morning and do it. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know about doing it at 1 o'clock. We'll see. AL, what's up? And looking at his background, see how she speaks about black people, and you understand why I said it. We know why people take anything from Candace Owens that if you're black. I have no clue. I don't know how she also became the royal queen of blackness. Royal priest, what's going on? Maggie, what's happening? Eddie, what's going on? Punching the clock. Yeah, I found a video that actually will actually shed a lot of light to the subject. So that's why I'm going to do it today because I really got ticked off yesterday, and then in the comment section, it's got ticked off even more. I don't know why people are so wedded to this. So to quote, why do I want to quote Cat Williams? Make sure he's a vicious ass koala bear. Has anyone investigated that? And never have. The Supreme Pivot. I think Obama is a koala bear today. Supreme Pivot, what's going on? Hurricane Greg, Kangaroo. AB, what's up? Have a plan for black. She better have a plan for black men. I mean, she should have done that months ago. You see it? I've heard of it. I haven't seen it yet. Um, but she should have done that months ago. But if you guys want to buy it, go ahead and buy it. The only John. Okay. Well, we're here for it today. Okay. Supreme Pivot. Paul, what's going on? Saint Seer. Matt Brennan. No, we're not going to get cussed out. Hopefully not. Well, today is the topic for today, so they're welcome to their opinions. We never said she was ADOS, okay? That's obvious she's not ADOS, okay? Anybody, uh, unless you expand the definition of American, okay? Because last time I heard, uh, Jamaica was part of the American continent. Last time I heard. Pookie says you can't read. You can read, but you can't fight. He says you can read, but can you fight? Okay, come on. There's no ties to Black American men. We're getting ready. We'll get to all that. Okay. You guys are spouting way before I even present, but we're here for it today. Prince Fernando's. But is he blacks? Well, you're going to answer that today. Okay. Paul, Mr. Snazzy, Big Mo. Yeah, basically they want me to address it, so now we're going to address it today. Quentin W., what's going on? Kelvin, Joe's, Barry Hamilton, Mr. Donnie Mack, Rain Lab, Biro, Ferro. I got my emails, but I sent them a couple of days ago. Yeah, I got them. I mean, it's not going to change, man. There's all kind of stuff that's flying back and forth about Israel and what's going on behind the scenes. Because most of this stuff is behind the scenes, man. It's trying to pick through all the lies is hard. Indigo Flow, what's happening? That has nothing to do with what's going on today, man. Now you guys want to talk politics. Okay. Jeremiah, what's happening? Miss Chris, what's going on? Wrench, what's going on? There's Leon. Okay. The Big Trick, what's going on? Saint Cyr. Let's see what's got. JD, what's going on? The Sisterhood, what's going on? Ellis, what's going on? Tooth Crib, where you been, Tooth? Ain't seen you in a minute. Ricky Degular, what's going on? Fernando's, The Sisterhood, J Mar. Hey, there's the Maestro. What's going on, Al? Got any new beats, Al? Let me know. The Langun Realist, Harbor Street Lagoon, okay. Mr. J Matt, T Rex, LAXT, what's going on? Willie R, what's going on? Okay. Alan with the BGS tax. Pragmatic Prime, Dante, Master Teacher Tax, keep posting those bangers on your Black Pill channel. Yeah, I got a couple more, man. I just got to put them to and put them on wax. That's all. Sheed, where you been, Sheed? She want to hear this. She must want to hear the shit out of this today because he don't normally show up. Travis, what's going on? Nolan Rice, what's going on? Punch Travel, MJ, Ron Matthews, CJ Jackson, what's going on? The Riddler. She doesn't have an agenda for black men. If you read it, it's plain to see. It's like, yeah, basically, okay. But things, what else do they have? M for Maverick. Now you guys want to talk politics, okay? M for Maverick, what's going on? Top Notch Rocker, what's happening? And now we want to talk politics, okay? We ain't talking politics today. Mr. Meach, 414, Ryan Glenn, Cutting Up with Joneses, Cynical Optimist, Ray, what's happening? Jaron, what's going on? Invest and Motivate, what's going on? Hey, KMS, what up, man? How it be? So DeAndre to make tricking great again. Tricking has never left, boy. It said, what does it say? We're tricking. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years, okay? Black males. Babu. Kamal. Mingoism. Okay. Oh, you're in Hawaii, okay? Man, if it wasn't so expensive, man, that's probably where I would live. But I guess if you don't live on the main island, you're good. Let's see. M Lavo, what's going on with the $5? Yesterday's video is really good with hidden gems. We have the same. Some kinks in black armor, and black men still have room for growth. Yeah, we're just starting to stretch our wings, which is something they don't like. Okay, and that is it. So let's go ahead and get into it, right? Okay. First, we're going to play. And Alicia, appreciate you for the Cash App. First, we're going to play is basically a talk in '89 by. Donald J. Harris, okay? Like Donald J. Harris, when I looked at him at this age, looks a lot like my father, believe it or not. If he was a wee bit darker, he would look just like my father. A wee bit darker. Because my father has a lot of Native American in him. So if he was a wee bit darker, he would look just like my father, believe it or not. So to me, he's black. But this is him in '89 giving a speech, a talk on economics, about Marxian economics for Jamaica. So I don't know about y'all, okay? I don't know about y'all, but that is a Negro to me, okay? In fact, the picture I show on the thumbnail, okay, that's a fro. So I don't know where y'all get this that he ain't black, okay? He's black to me, okay?
Let me begin by saying that one striking thing to me about the so-called debt crisis is the striking amount of public attention it has received.
That is a black nose. I don't care all day long. I don't care what nobody said. That's a black nose, okay? That's a black forehead. Okay, if you look at a lot of your Africans, man, especially East Africans, that is a black forehead, okay? In fact, you got a forehead like mine.
Judging, for instance, from the amount of newsprint and other coverage by the media, that has been devoted to it, I would say it ranks second only to the coverage given to Glasnost, Perestroika, and Gorbachev. And in the last 6 months,
Big Chris, knock it off, man. All right, knock it off. Manners, please, okay? Because I know you want to. I know you get in the chat and you want to go overboard, man. So, man, please, manners, okay? Now, actually, I've talked to a lot of chicks that are in Kenya, right, and from Luau and places like that. They have the same kind of forehead, and these are the original people. Huey P. Newton vibes too, yeah. Yeah, Huey P. Newton was actually lighter than him.
one might even say that the noise has risen to a crescendo. This, I think, is an important problem in itself to explain, namely why all this attention. Professor Sachs gave one answer to that question. I have a rather different view, which I hope to indicate as I go along in telling my own story.
I mean, if you didn't know it, swear he's from the continent, okay? Maybe not from West Africa, but somewhere on the continent. If you didn't know, if there was no controversy, that's where he's actually from.
I think some important clues to the answer can be found in, of all places, the Wall Street Journal, which in these matters is quite perceptive, one might say, in the degree to which they evidently have communications with the inner sanctuary of the boardrooms of the various
And them ears are black too.
banks and corporate structures. The Wall Street Journal, in an article on June 30th, 1983, entitled Money and Power. In an article in the Wall Street Journal on June 30th, 1983, entitled Money and Power, Future Political Effects of Foreign Debt Crisis Worry Some Observers, the author of that article explains that the debt crisis and the solutions being put in place could have significant long-term political implications. They may, among other things, increase government involvement in the private sector in developing nations, awful consequence, I might add parenthetically, reduce a trend toward a more integrated world economy, and give ammunition to foreign politicians looking to attack policies of the industrial countries. It may also reduce United States political leverage overseas. The article goes on to add that the foreign banks'
He's not locked away. Actually lives like a mile away from the White House, so he's not locked away in some dungeon somewhere. I will admit he doesn't look an Indian to me here, okay? I don't know where you guys get this, man. So basically, this is what he looks like. This is on tape. And this is what it's not, what, 30 years ago? Somewhere around there? A little bit over 30 years?
visibility in the debt crisis also has begun to create a political backlash against them in developing countries. There's nothing in what I have to say here that implies any kind of conspiracy going on in the background. It's all straightforwardly interpreted.
He sounds like a Jamaican. He looks black. Is he mixed? You know, basically he says he's mixed. Okay, that's not even a controversy about that. Okay, but I want you. I wanted to say set that as a precedence. Okay, about how he looks. Okay, how he presents. Okay, if he's in America, okay, with that fro, with that hair, and that color, and that nose, and those features, okay. He's a Negro, okay? He's gonna be looked on as black. In fact, he was leading black protests when he was actually at Berkeley in the '60s, okay? In fact, he helped run a black student union and all kind of black protests when he was in Berkeley. That's his history. Anybody could have looked it up, okay? Basically his mother is considered black for India because she's a Tamil, okay? Anybody knows about the Tamil rebels? Okay, you know the Tamil Tigers. Okay, it's called West Indies. Okay, see knowledge. Okay, the last time I heard, the West Indies were a part of the American continent, right? A part of the Americas, if I'm not mistaken. So if you can prove to me that Jamaica and Puerto Rico and all those islands in the Caribbean are not part of the American continent or considered part of North America, please inform me, okay? Yeah, you have Filipinos who look like him that are considered black. Trinidad is part of America, sir. Trinidad is part of America. Trinidad and Tobago are considered a part of the American continent. You guys need to go back and do geography again. I know, man. You can't tell people nothing. He's either a Z or a young millennial that didn't get taught geography. He probably thinks Mexico is part of South America. Canada is part of America, sir. So is Mexico. So is South America. Let me share this real quick, okay? And this is what I found, okay? Anybody know about the Tamil Tigers, about the Tamil Tiger rebels, man? They are revolutionaries, okay? This is, and give this guy credit, okay? This is about a week ago, useful charts, right? And let me show you his channel for a second, right? Okay? He does genealogy as a practice. Okay, his whole channel is about genealogy and crap like that. So this is what he does. Okay, it's not something that he does on a partial basis. Okay, he does genealogy on a regular basis. That's what he does. So check him out. What I'm saying is, so this is not a guy that's just happens to want to jump in on this kind of stuff. He does family trees, and that's what he does, family tree videos. That's what he does, okay? So he's just not some flyby, okay? In fact, the people in the chat said it must be serious when useful charts.
Hi, this is Matt Baker. First off,
it must be serious if he's actually addressing this. So that's a highlight, okay? Okay, now we're going to go through this. Now, so I think you're conflating the U.S. with America. Or be just using it North America. Okay. United States is not America. We call ourselves Americans because of the United States of America. But the U.S. is actually United States is actually the country in America. Okay. In the American continent. So when you say American, okay, that's because if you talk to Latin Americans, you go down to Latin America, they'll tell you that they will call us anything above the Mexico, Norteamericanos, okay, North Americans, okay, because everybody's Americans in this side. Yeah, I know, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and get forward. We're gonna, you guys trying to contain yourself for a second, okay?
I want to say I did not want to make this video, at least not yet. You see, I already made a family tree video about Kamala Harris 4 years ago, and although it could definitely use an update, I wanted to wait until after the election results to perhaps redo it. However, recently there's been a string of videos put out by Candace.
Have you ever see those videos, those shorts where they ask millennials and Gen Z about geography, okay, and they can't, and some people actually think Mexico is part of the United States. In other words, they don't know. They haven't been taught. See, now let's go take a hike, man. Why don't you go? You got Google, man. Go look the shit up, okay? Go look the shit up. Go look it up, okay? Go fucking look it up, okay?
Owens that have been getting millions of views. In them, she insinuates a bunch of things about Kamala Harris's family tree that, quite frankly, are not true. But people are believing Owens and starting to repeat her claims as if they are fact. So, since Useful Charts is one of the main channels here on YouTube that talks about family trees, I felt that it was sort of my responsibility to weigh in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go through Kamala Harris's full tree right now. I'll still do that later this year if she wins. But for now, I want to focus on her father's side of the tree and answer the question, is Kamala Harris black? The renewed interest in Harris's tree started with a statement made by Janet Jackson during a recent interview. When asked about Kamala Harris, Jackson said, and I quote, "She's not black. That's what I heard. Her father's white. I was told that they discovered her father was white." Now, first off, it's obvious that Janet Jackson has never seen a photo of Donald Harris, Kamala Harris's father, because there's no way that anyone would call this man straight up white.
Facts. Facts, okay? I don't, basically, white people would not claim him. Facts.
Here's some more photos of him at various points in his life. I mean, you could perhaps claim that he looks mixed race or maybe part white, but I don't think anyone in their right mind would say that the person you're looking at on screen right now is a
white man, okay? I don't know where people get this shit from.
White man. So, rightly so, the media jumped all over Jackson's comments. But for some reason, Candace Owens decided to defend Jackson by doing a deep dive into Donald Harris's genealogy. So let's take a look. First off, like I say, it's quite obvious that Kamala's father is a black man. Maybe not 100% black, but definitely black enough that that's how he's going to be perceived as he goes through life. Remember, race is just a social construct. What's actually more important
A dude looks Middle Eastern. Bullshit. The dude looks like my father, okay? Bullshit.
is racialization,
Middle Eastern,
meaning
my
how
ass.
society perceives you and treats you based on how you look. So, for example, Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and Bob Marley all had white fathers, but all three of them were considered black, never white. Okay, let me introduce you to Donald Harris's parents. According to Donald himself, his father was Oscar Joseph Harris, and his mother was Beryl Christie Finnegan. However, in his article, Reflections of a Jamaican Father, Donald states that the two most influential women in his life were his two grandmothers, Christiana Brown and Iris Finnegan. Now, it's unclear whether or not he was actually raised by
And those two women look black to me, okay? That woman and that woman look black to me.
these two grandmothers, but that certainly seems like a possibility because, as Candace Owen points out, there is no record of a marriage between Oscar and Beryl. However, there is a record of a marriage between Oscar and a white woman named Vioris Cambridge when Donald was 14, as well as a marriage between Beryl and a man named Lawford Newland when Donald was 6. So either Oscar and Beryl divorced very early on in Donald's life, or they were simply never married at all. Now, the first mistake that Candace Owens makes is that she claims that Beryl died in 1960, based on this death registration here. If true, she says, that would mean that Kamala Harris...
And genealogy ain't got nothing to do with America, boss. Genealogy ain't got nothing to do with America. If that was the case, then all the people that he named, as far as Frederick Douglass and the other two, okay, they'd have been called white. They're not called white; they're called black. Okay, they're not white men. Plessy versus Ferguson settled that.
Is lying about this photo, which shows her with her grandmother Beryl in 1990. But here's the thing. Harris's grandmother didn't die in 1960. She died in 1995. This is the correct death registration. We know that this one is the correct...
Basically, boom, okay? Y'all wanted proof. Y'all talked about Candace Owens. They called her to help. And that's why I told you when it first came out that Candace Owens needed to get on a freaking plane and go make sure that she got the right paperwork. and make sure that she has the right paperwork, right? She did not. If you do this shit online and you're not there and you're not checking your sources, this is the kind of shit that happens. It's called lazy journalism. With Candace Owens is not a journalist. She's a pundit. Okay? That's why I'm showing you this today. That's the wrong one. According to him, this is the right one. Okay? He's going to tell you why.
One for several reasons. First and foremost is the fact that the Beryl on this registration is named Beryl Finnegan, which was the grandmother's last name, whereas the Beryl on this one is named Beryl Christie. Now, the reason why Candace got confused is because Harris's grandmother Beryl had Christie as a middle name. But the form asks for the full name. I think it's very unlikely that they would put the first and middle name rather than the first and last name. Also, this Beryl died in 1960 at the age of 39, meaning that she was born in 1921. Whereas this Beryl died in 1995 at the age of 81, meaning that she was born in 1914. That's a pretty big difference that can be settled very easily by looking at Grandma Beryl's birth certificate. Even Candace Owen admits that this is the correct birth certificate for Grandma Beryl. At first glance, it seems to indicate that the birth was in 1917, but that 7 could also be a 4, which would make it 1914, fitting perfectly with what we'd expect based on the correct death certificate. But there's more. Candace makes a big deal over this name here, Douglas Finnegan, the person who reported the death. She says, we don't know of any Douglas Finnegan in the family. Well, that may be, but her last name was in fact Finnegan. So it's not hard to imagine that there was some nephew or cousin out there named Douglas Finnegan who was in charge of reporting the death. In contrast, this one lists Muriel Murray.
In other words, that's why you have to check your sources, okay? You know, I told that. That's why I'm saying I knew when she first pulled it. Okay, there was too many holes and unknowns in the first spots of information. Right, it wasn't checked and cross-checked like it should have been. Okay, and I know people were going to actually run it because they don't like Kamala Harris. You know, I'm not fond of Kamala Harris. But the thing is, I know better than actually run off information that I have not seen personally, right, or has not been cross-checked by a bunch of different sources. This guy actually does it the right way.
We don't know of any family members with the last name Murray, so that one makes even less sense. Finally, there's the fact that this Beryl died in St. Anne Parish,
yes,
which is where Grandma Beryl was known to have lived her
entire life. Okay, exactly. Because I said that. Why is their death certificate in Kingston instead of St. Anne?
Entire life, whereas this one has her being born in St. Anne but dying in Kingston. Now, the second mistake that Candace Owen makes is that she claims, or at least strongly insinuates, that Donald Harris's real mother is actually Vioris Cambridge, and that the woman in this photo is just the help that Kamala was passing off as her grandmother in order to seem more black. This is where things start to get really ridiculous, because Vioris was born in 1927 and Donald in 1938. So are we to believe that Vioris had Donald when she was only 11?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay? It wasn't cross-checked. Okay? Credited her as the Queen of Blackness. Now, she was crowned by white people as the Queen of Blackness.
Oh, wait, I get it. She wants to see Donald Harris's birth certificate because obviously he's lying. Gee, that sounds familiar. What I think is really going on is that Candace Owens is just throwing out a bunch of crazy stuff because she knows that people who want a reason to hate Kamala Harris will believe it.
Yeah, but bingo. Say it again, white boy. Say it again, white boy.
That's just plain irresponsible, to put it lightly. Look, I take family trees seriously, so let me show you what I've learned and what I think the best explanation is for all the facts. Let's start with Joseph Alexander Harris, Oscar Harris's father. He's the most recent fully white person on Kamala Harris's family tree. So out of her 8 great-grandparents in total, only one of them was white. That's actually about average for black people from the Americas.
That is very true. From the Americas. Exactly. See, now that you get that from the Americas?
Then there's Oscar Harris's mother, Christiana Brown. She's the one that Donald Harris said was a descendant of Hamilton Brown, the Irish slave owner. But she's obviously mixed race, so what this means is that a white slaver probably impregnated an enslaved black woman at some point. Or at best, it means that a descendant of a white slaver married a descendant of an enslaved black woman. Either way, Christiana Brown had ancestors on both sides of the equation, and therefore it's extremely misleading to call her offspring the descendants of a slave-owning family without telling the full story. According to Donald Harris, Christiana Brown ran a dry goods store in a small town, so it's not like she was super wealthy or anything. I'm also not sure whether or not Christiana Brown was ever married to Joseph Harris. I'm still looking into it, but it appears that Joseph Harris had a white wife named Caroline Beckford, which means that Oscar was either the result of an affair or perhaps even something worse. What we do know is that Oscar's birth certificate lists him simply as Oscar Brown, with no mention of his father. So it definitely sounds like Christiana Brown was a single mother. Interestingly, Oscar didn't change his name to Oscar.
Incidentally, if you go back and looked, especially in New Orleans, especially in some parts of the South, there are black women that did own slaves. That's not unusual. There are also black men that own slaves. It's not unusual either.
Joseph Harris until a few years prior to marrying Vioris, which seems to indicate that he was perhaps trying to distance himself from his black roots. If Joseph Harris was fully white and Christiana Brown was half black, half white, that would mean that Oscar Harris was 75% white. So he may have been able to pass. It does seem that Oscar and Vioris did have children together, children that would be the half-siblings of Donald Harris. For example, Candace Owens found this son, who is listed on Oscar Harris's death certificate as the one who reported the death. This means that if Oscar and Viola did have a bunch of white passing children, then Donald Harris might have been the black half-brother that no one really talked about. Now, I'm not saying this for certain. Donald has decided to keep these details private, and I respect that. I'm just saying that there's more than one way to do the guesswork. Now, while Oscar Harris seems to have been only around 25% black, it would appear that Beryl Finnegan was around 75% black.
Oh!
This is because her father...
Don't do it to me. Hit him in the gut now. 75% black, okay?
Patrick Finnegan Jr. was mixed race, and her mother, Iris Finnegan, maiden name Allen, was fully black. There's a record from around...
Hit him in the gut.
1900 of a priest from St. Anne's Parish saying that there was a mixed-race couple in the area, and that the husband's name was Patrick Finnegan Sr., originally from Ireland. He was almost certainly referring to this couple.
Originally from Ireland, okay?
Here, the parents of Patrick Finnegan Jr. So what does all this mean? Well, it means that if Oscar Harris was 1/4 black and Beryl Finnegan was 3/4 black, that would make Donald Harris, DNA-wise, 4/8 black. Or to put it more simply, half white, half black.
Interesting.
So that puts him in the same category as Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and Bob Marley.
Interesting. Fascinating.
As well as Drake, Lenny Kravitz, etc.
Yes.
So in other words, Donald Harris is black. And considering that he married an Indian woman, as in from India, that means that Kamala Harris is part black and part Indian, which is what she's always said. Sure, technically we could say that approximately 25% of her ancestry is European, 25% is sub-Saharan African, and 50% is South.
So, Barry Hamilton, how many people black people in America have an African name? I mean, are you black? Because Hamilton is not an African name. So where'd you get your last name from? if you're black. I'm assuming that you're black. Where'd you get your last name from? Barry Hamilton. Where'd you get your last name from? Oh yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. Barry, where'd you get your last name from? Is it African? Is it African? Is Hamilton an African name?
South Asian. But when it comes down to it, that's not what matters. Like I said earlier, race doesn't really exist, but racialization definitely does. And the fact of the matter is that Kamala Harris has been racialized as either black or...
Look at that hair, okay? That is not Indian hair, okay? Look at that hair. That is not white hair. She don't have hair like her mother, okay? If you look at her mother don't have hair like that. Dante, those are our names carried over from when we ruled over Europe. Bullshit. Bullshit. You guys are incredibly funny. Not African, right? It's not African. And a lot of times you get your last name from your slave master, okay?
brown or both her entire life, never white. So there's your answer. Yes, Kamala Harris is black, and she's also Indian. You can be both. I'll continue to look into her tree, and if she wins in November, expect a video on her full family tree sometime before the end of the year. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Now, like I said, he does. This is what his whole channel is based on. So, I don't know what his expertise is, but the thing is, evidently, he does this for basically. I guess he does this for a living. Okay. So, and his subs swear by him. So I got it, and that's why I want. So, can we put this to bed? That's really what I want, because I get tired of this. Because I know. The reason I'm gonna say this, the reason I get so upset when it starts, right, is because I know if I let it go too far, it will take over the whole chat. And people that are watching the video, okay, are supposed to be basically inside the chat, going back and forth. They're gonna see this going back and forth in the chat, and the whole comment section will be about what color she is and whether she's black or not, and yada 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 yada. Which I'm in California, right? I'm in California, and for most of my life, and I'm older than she is, right? For most of my life, when I heard Kamala Harris was black, okay? She dated black guys. She went to black school. She dated black guys. She went to, as far as being a Northern Cali girl, okay? People don't realize the Cali girl's biggest dream, man, especially when I was in middle school and high school, black Cali girl's biggest dream was to go to Howard. Whatever the reason they wanted to go to Howard, Howard was their dream to actually go to HBCU called Howard, okay? Forever and ever and ever, right? So what she did, the typical Cali black girl shit, okay? She did that. And she came from Canada. Now McGill, where her mother was, okay, was considered the Harvard of Canada, because she didn't go there. She didn't go to Stanford where her father was. She went to Howard, okay? And then when she got out of Howard, she went to Hastings, which is, I think it's called the UC San Francisco now, but Hastings Law School, which is also in Northern California, right? Which is an alma mater of who? Willie Brown, okay? And a few others. So basically, she did the typical black girl track all the way through her whole life up until she ran for Senate. And then she married a white dude and then ran for Senate. Okay? And that's when all the Indian shit came out of, because I didn't even know she was Indian until she actually ran for president in 2018. I said, when did Kamala Harris become Indian? because I didn't know, because she was considered black the whole time. Oh, I don't care, but the thing is, it keeps coming up. The chocolate degree, except she's not 25% black. Rewind the video. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'll rewind the video for niggas in the back, okay? How far you want me to rewind it, Prince? Okay? Okay, let's go back. Rewind it because Negroes in the back. I guess you don't believe me. You actually want to hold on to it. I've been saying it about our policy, but the thing is, I'm putting this to rest.
Of Patrick Finnegan Jr. So what does all this mean? Well, it means that if Oscar Harris was 1/4 black and Beryl Finnegan was 3/4 black, that would make Donald Harris, DNA-wise, 4/8 black. Or to put it more simply, half white, half black. So that puts him in the same category as Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and Bob Marley, as well as Drake, Lenny Kravitz, etc. So in other words, Donald Harris is black. And considering that he married an Indian woman, as in from India, that means that Kamala Harris is part black and part Indian, which is what she's always said. Sure, technically we could say that approximately 25% of her ancestry is European, 25% is sub-Saharan African, and 50% is South Asian. But when it comes down to it, that's not what matters. Like I said earlier, race doesn't really exist, but racialization definitely does. And the fact of the matter is that Kamala Harris has been racialized as either black or brown or both her entire life. Never white.
She's not white. Most Indians would claim that Kamala Harris is her own. She is viewed as a black woman. Yes, she is. So now, that's it, okay? I will put the link to this video in the chat. I also will put it into the comment section. I'll pin it to the comment section. Go look at it for yourself, okay? It doesn't matter whether you can expect respect her for anything else, okay? That's not the issue, okay? That ain't the issue today. We're not talking about politics. We're talking about, is she black? That's all we talked about. She bought as black, or what we call black as your black president, which is Barack Obama. We don't want other races scraps. I guess other races don't want us as scraps either. It doesn't matter what you want, okay? That's not it. Who cares about what you want? Okay? Who cares about what you want? The thing is, we're here to settle one question and one question only. Now, you guys want to move the goalposts and all that other kind of crap, okay? Are we doing a panel? If detractors want to come up and express it, okay, and or offer proof according to them of their research, they can. But the thing is, I'm not going to accept anything. I'm not going to accept feelings. Proof. KMS says for the most of her early political, she was pink where it mattered. Allegedly, shout out to Willie Brown. Okay. Oh, shut up, KMS. When did it change that mixed people were not considered black? It's weird. It never changed. Okay, it changed when people's feelings, okay, change. Okay, and people's feelings change. It changes. Like, what's your name? Have a whole bunch of people that are mixed that we consider black. Okay, Halle Berry. Okay, Mama White is white with blue eyes. Okay, she considered black. Stop. She's a fake. Prove it. Okay, passport, lifestyle. Prove it. Prove that she's a fake. Prove it. Yeah, I saw it. We'll deal with that tomorrow. Okay. Prove that she's a fake. Passport lifestyle. This treating more legit than diversity is just she's not likable. Okay, ambassador. Okay, unless you can prove the United States government is covering up for Barack Obama in a conspiracy, then he's got a birth certificate in Hawaii. Because they have to check that. You cannot run for president and not be born in the United States. Okay, or at least born to a military guy. Okay, they check that very carefully. Okay, so you cannot run for president without being possible. The critique is no more legitimate. That's right. I misread your quote. Okay, so basically, unless you guys can come up with more evidence than this guy came up with, then I consider that to be a moot point. So after this, any debate about what color she is, I'm actually going to start timing people out. Okay. Yeah, Lisa Bonet, Jasmine Guy, Zoe Kravitz, Alicia Keys, yeah, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. And Tamils are the lower caste. In India, if the man comes out the Caribbean and marries a black man, it isn't going to knock the family status that much lower. That's true. I mean, we could go on and on and on, basically, because I think when I check my tree, I am 20% white. When I check my genealogy, I am what, I am what, 82%, something like that, West African. Mariah Carey does not pass for white. She never did. She tried to pass for white. That shit didn't work. I know Stacey Nash, Mariah Peebles, yeah, all those people, yeah, all them folks. Okay, but I think I mean I know why they did it. They try to play it up because they want black women to actually vote for her. But the thing is, you know, at the end of the day, we deal with facts. Okay, that's why when this came up, so I knew Candace Owens' research was not up to snuff. Okay, because she tried to dance around the whole thing. She could have actually gone through his birth certificate, right? And checked it out. She actually could have got the right death certificate. She didn't do it. So he did because that's what he does. Okay, he found the right ones, the right birth certificate and the right death certificate, and all the other stuff in between. Okay, 20% you white. You know how it goes, Sheed. What are your thoughts on people listen to Candace when she's? It's because you want to believe it and you don't want to like her, which is fine. Okay. No, even when Dr. Thunder was going through it said, did anybody send somebody down to Jamaica and actually make sure that what they're saying is legit? And nobody did. There's nothing wrong with her being Indian. I said I could care less. There's nothing wrong with her being. She is Indian. Okay, just like um, I got I got two grandsons that are part Latino. Okay, they're a mixture of both. It's called mixed children or mixed children. We don't recognize mixed children. Basically, in America, we actually talk about in America the one drop rule is law in America, right? You're gonna get listed by that one drop, which the mulatto class or the bourgeois class has been fighting for centuries. Okay, Yeah, I know. She pretty much offers a tater. But the thing is, I just wanted to put that to rest because I'm getting tired of hearing it. I'm getting tired of people going through it. I'm keep tired of people arguing about it in the chat. And BGS, she ain't black. BGS, she white. Can't beat the paper bag test, and she doesn't pass the paper bag test. She really doesn't. So anyhow, I hope that will kill this and dead this argument because that's why I played it. That's why I actually gave him a donation, man. Because I said, man, you know how much trouble you saved me by doing this. So when I found it, I said, thank God. Okay. So now you can argue with the facts, or you can go find alternate facts. But the thing is, this guy does this for a living. Okay. He actually did the research properly. Okay. As he came out with the most probable alternatives. Okay, according to according to Donald, according to the people in Jamaica, you know, because I think CNN went down. CNN went down there to the hometown, talk to the relatives of Donald J. Harris. Okay, they all say that they black. They say they black ma. Said people. I mean, that's fine. I don't care about what people want to hear. The thing is, you know, I don't mind one or two people calling her not white or not black. Because one or two people thing is when it people start arguing back and forth with it and keep repeating themselves. Okay, is she African American? No. But the thing is, that's politics. Okay, when Maxine Waters was saying that she's African American, that's politics. That had nothing to do with what we're talking about. We actually talked about Barack Obama not really riding with Kamala Harris like that. That's what the whole topic was about. It came back down to her color, which derails the whole topic. No one upholds. Yeah, I know. And when it's convenient, okay, when it's convenient, they don't hold it up. If they don't like you, then they try to throw you out. They try to throw you out the race. Anyhow, let me check for cash apps just in case. I said Alicia did it, and I think that's the only person. All right, folks. I hope this puts it to bed, and you guys can go on about your day. And hopefully, I guess we have to talk about Kamala Harris and her so-called olive branch to black men, especially after Barack Obama. So hopefully I don't have to see any of this crap no more. Anyway, I guess no one really has any counter arguments. I don't see any. I don't see no counter argument, so I guess there's no need for me to drop the link because nobody has a counter argument. Yeah. Oh, I heard that. Okay. Ah.
What's up, boss? You believe now? Hold on. Oh no. Do you believe that? Huh? Oh no. Ah. Oh no. Come on. Do you believe?
And for the folks that feel kind of salty,
life's tough. Get a helmet, man.
From your queen, is that your queen? Okay, is that your queen? And the last part, okay, last two, right? Okay.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
That's to Candace, right? And then the last one.
They shouldn't have given you ashy blokes YouTube.
Queen Candace. All right, folks, let's get out of here. Right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Black Guru says it would have helped Kamala to have her father and some of her black Jamaican extended family to openly claim her. There was a CNN thing that was down there, but and there's a bunch of people that down from Jamaica that do claim her. Okay, but I wanted to show you that one. But the thing is, I don't care, man. If you can say she ain't black, she whatever she is, you don't like her or not, whatever it is, I really don't care. Thing is, okay, after 4 months, okay, this stuff should stop circulating. Either go online, go Google and actually Google this shit and find out for yourself, or shut the fuck up. Okay, after a while. Yeah, we have people in here that don't think that Jamaica's part of the Americas. Now I don't know what continent Jamaica's supposed to be part of, or Trinidad's supposed to be part of. You can tell me. If the Hawaiian Islands are part that are 3,000 miles away, are part of the United States or of America, then and Puerto Rico's right next to Jamaica is part of America, then I would say Jamaica and those islands are part of the American continent. I'm just saying. I have people that don't even know geography. I'm just saying. They'll read, hell, they don't even look at YouTube properly. Langan says, the realist says, you can't be preaching the truth and expect these civilians to accept it. You're hurting these civilians' feelings. Keep your boot on their necks. Also, U.S. Virgin Islands. Yeah, that's true. Anyhow, y'all, let me get out of here, man. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
Muzyka Denis Siedem.